thejasminebrand.com, and I have Phil Thornton on the line. Phil, how are you doing?
Hey, what's up, Jasmine? How are you? Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you. It's great to always talk to you. I wanted to chat with you. As you're probably aware, Nicci Gilbert recently made some comments that she was disappointed in the direction of, I guess, R&B Divas franchise, and there are a bunch of conflicting reports about the franchise, and your name has been involved. So I guess first, I wanted to get a chance to see you. When you asked you, I guess first, can you clarify maybe the status of R&B Divas Atlanta?
R&B Divas Atlanta has not been canceled. There has been no definitive decision made by the network. Yeah, contracts have expired. We have not renewed any of the cast, contracts. That's no secret, and I know that that information has been shared previously by some of the cast members. But we're in discussion now. But the show is absolutely not canceled.
Okay.
I was on the phone. I was on the phone with the network today. The show is absolutely not canceled. And, TV One is super excited about, the Divas franchise. As you know, it's been one of their highly rated properties. So to make a rash decision or an assumption, again, people retool and recast shows all the time. And I guess when people don't hear anything or see us going into another installment of Los Angeles, they start making their own assumptions. But that's all it is an assumption because it's not true.
Okay. I don't know how much you can share. What's been the holdup with the next season of the show?
Honestly, just really trying to figure out how to proceed. I mean, really figuring out what makes sense. And, it's the collaborative process with the production company and myself and TV One. So, I mean, again, we had what I feel like a really strong season of the show. But, again, with anything, I personally get tired of the same old. So I'm always trying to figure out how can we make things better and bigger and larger. And that's, the network is the same way, and so is Think Factory. So it's really just trying to figure out how to retool the show. And that's really what it boils down to. What can we do to just kind of enhance what's already a great show.
Okay.
But and that's what we've done before with other shows. Even with LA, we took some time, did some changes on that side, but it was some time when we did that. Again, it wasn't as long a time, but, TV One now has new leadership and new people in different capacities. So, factor that in. But they're excited. I mean, I spoke to the network, like I said, as recent as today. They're super excited about the Divas franchise as a whole. It's done really well for them. So be it R&B Divas or Hollywood Divas, all of the Divas shows they're ecstatic about. So.
Okay, so R&B Divas Atlanta will return for another season.
Oh, I'm optimistic. I mean, you can never, but is it canceled as of you and I talking to you right now? No, it's not canceled.
Okay.
So I'm not a psych. I don't know what the future holds. I can't 100% guarantee anything until I got an official pickup from the network and a check in hand. But to answer your question, it's not canceled. It's not. We haven't. We're just that. I really am just trying to figure out how to really just because I had not been a fan of, at one point where the show went because it's not the show that I sold. So let's be very clear on who, I and my partner Paul pulled in Think Factory Media because, as you know, prior to this show, I had the resume in television, which is why Faith called me to assist with this because Nicci, I guess, went to James DeBose, who's another great producer, and for whatever reason, they couldn't come to a compromise on what that deal should and could be. So that's when I got a call from Faith about this concept, which I thought was a good concept, and I said, well, let's take it out. And at that point, we pulled in Think Factory, but yeah, Nicci didn't, she didn't do this by herself. I just want to be very clear on that.
Gotcha. Well, let me ask you about her because Nicci Gilbert specifically said she had issues with you and Think Tank Media. I guess what's your reaction?
Think Factory. Think Factory.
Sorry. So what's your response to that?
What is my response to her issues?
Mhm.
I don't care. I've done shows and films since R&B Divas. No one else I've worked with has an issue with me, so you can't please everybody in life. But as Nicci, if I'm being honest, she shouldn't have an issue because I was the person that sold this, what was an idea for her and made it a reality. I gave her money out of my own fee to basically accommodate and up her producer fee, because when we sold the show, Faith, just to be quite frank, again, you want an honest conversation, Faith was making significantly more on a producer fee-wise because of who she is. She was very upfront with her, what she wanted financially out of the deal, and basically those needs were met, and Nicci's fee did not match that. Nicci was upset, and myself and my partner said, well, you know what, instead of bumping our fee to give us more, we didn't counter. We basically said, look, give that money to Nicci Gilbert. Tell that part. So as someone who sold your show and gave you money out of their pocket, anyone who has a problem with those people, good luck. God bless them. But yeah, I don't worry about, what her feelings or her thoughts are on me, because I know I've done right by her.
Gotcha. Well, she seems to think that this is based on comments that she's put, that she said publicly. And then also, it seems like you kind of said the same thing, that you didn't like the direction that the show was going. What does that mean for you, I guess? The direction of the show, the direction that, Nicci turned the show. The show, if you look at the drama and conflict in season 1 and season 2, it was mostly by one individual. We removed that individual, so that was a big part of why, season 3, we were trying to change the tone of the show because it was so dramatic, it was so negative, but it was coming from primarily, really one individual who was, coincidentally, an executive producer on the show. So go figure. Was
and that was not, and her antics were not instigated by that of myself or the rest of the production team. I encourage, talk to the ladies that were in the cast, and you ask them the foolery that was happening. Was that production, or was that their colleague, and cast member, someone that they knew, because they were the ones shocked more, as well. So it wasn't, everyone to blame, it was production. No, it was actually you. We didn't instigate or encourage that behavior. That was you calling and yelling and screaming at cast members because of your own, insecurities or whatever. But, yeah, people forget about, the time that she disrespected Selena and sent her a threatening text message. Tell the whole story. You did that. That wasn't production instigated. That was you.
Okay. Was Nicci asked not to return, or was it sort of like a mutual sort of, it's best that I not return to the show?
Oh, I had no desire to work with her. I had no desire and have no desire to work with Nicci again. So you call it what you want, fired, quit at the same time again. Me and everyone collectively thought it knew it was time to move on. So was she a part of that collective? Yeah, she felt, I don't really give a damn how she felt. You know what I mean? Like, I knew what I couldn't be a part of. And it was that foolery and that energy that she brought. It was very negative. It was very disrespectful to everybody involved. And I didn't sign up for that, and neither did any of the cast members or crew.
Okay, gotcha.
And this is all from my point of view. I saw it firsthand. So this is not, again, when you do things, it was not good. It just wasn't good. It wasn't a good time, and it carried over to the show.
How involved are you with R&B Divas LA?
Oh, very involved.
Okay. And are you?
I'm very involved from start to finish, from the hiring of the team to casting to every aspect. I'm looking at, cuts down the show. I'm looking at, as we see, I just wrapped up looking at the last episode. We're halfway through now as far as posts. But yeah, I'm very involved, actively, daily.
Okay, gotcha. And are you in? Well, let me ask you this. And of course, you answer what you want. Is there any reason why we're not going to see Claudette this season of R&B Divas LA?
Claudette, I love Claudette. I was the person that she's always said publicly in interviews who reached out to her at such a, awkward time in her personal life, and she's always been grateful and thankful. Claudette was an amazing addition to the cast. She was with us for 2 seasons. I love her team, great team, and she's got so many great things happening in the future. It's all good. It was time for her to move on, but it's all good. And you may see her, on maybe a cameo or something in the future, but that's pretty much the extent. She's doing the music. She's got some acting things and some other, opportunities. But yes, I'm happy for her.
Okay.
And she may come back for a cameo, in the future, but she's good.
Okay, gotcha. before.
Yeah, so it's no, and let me be good because it's not no negative. I hear the narrative that people, certain people, are trying to paint, that it's the divas and that we're manipulating and they're so all evil and that's why they're leaving. No, Claudette is the furthest from the cage. You should call her as well. But she had a lot of great opportunities. We encouraged her to go and explore. And again, this show it's a true commitment when you're doing a television show, be it unscripted or scripted, and it takes a lot of time. And that's why even this season with some of the ladies, it was a bit challenging as far as scheduling, and we were able to make it work. But Claudette's got a lot, and she's got 3 kids, but Claudette, it ended on a positive tip. Like I said, you may see her in a future episode in a cameo capacity, but it's nothing but love for Claudette, nothing but love.
Okay. Before we move on, is there anything else you'd like to clear up about R&B Divas Atlanta or R&B Divas LA?
No, but Jasmine, I know I'm sure you got some questions for me, some specific questions about it. I mean, go for it. I mean, I'm here. Like, what you want to know?
Well, I feel like you cleared it up. I kind of feel like this. You and Nicci, not that it's a Phil versus Nicci thing. I feel like we've kind of beat it over the head a while, and I guess I wish that I could really get you to sit down. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. I really feel like you cleared up everything in terms of like.
Yeah, the thing, because here's the thing: is I've always been a person of integrity, and working in the music industry for the years I have, and even to this day, I've always I value how business, just how people are perceived, and just there's my pastor. I'm sorry, I just saw him right there. I value how people are perceived. And, and from being a manager myself, so I'm very conscious of that along the way. I'm not trying to manipulate anybody for the sake of a rating. So I value these ladies, and I really do care. And you know what I mean? And so, but sometimes, we can only show Jasmine what we're given.
Right.
So like that's my thing. So if you give me funny, I'm going to show funny. But if you give me you showing and acting a fool, unfortunately, that's what we're going to have to use in the edit room. So it's not, and I've been very kind, and I encourage you to talk to the cast for things that I know things happen in the heat of the moment. Some things have never seen the light of day on the show, and some things have been dialed down and really toned down tremendously. So, but my thing, because I am very, but when you give me just crazy on and off camera, well, that's what it is.
Gotcha. Okay.
And, and a lot of these shows, and again, we get scrutinized, for whatever reason, for some of the ladies not, coming back for whatever reason, even if it was mutual. But it's just like, every other show you think of these, the female ensemble docuseries, be it Real Housewives, be it Basketball Wives, the list goes on, they make cast changes every season. They do. And sometimes it's a chemistry thing. Sometimes people have really outgrown the process. It's just like, I'm ready to move on, and we want to give other people an opportunity for this great platforming. That's, to me, the whole blessing about the whole process as a whole. It's a great platform. It's just all in how you use said platform. And so that's my biggest thing. I just want to clear up because I have no issue with Kelly Price. Kelly Price and I still speak frequently to this day. I was very instrumental in getting her record deal, her current deal at E1, and that was post R&B Divas LA. And she's no longer part of our cast. I just want to be very clear on how, because I see, just how it's kind of being, Chrisette Michelle, this is her, I was very instrumental in helping her secure her situation. I really helped even beyond because I really do care about the cast and R&B music for that matter. I just want to let the facts speak for themselves. The person who's making the accusations, this is not their first lawsuit with people. This is, my group, I was never in a group that was a revolving door and had multiple, group members. Even one of them even writing a song about how much their hatred for you, which was Tina, if you remember, some years ago. The Girl from the Gutter track was a direct, song about the individual in question. So I'm like, I'm not the person who had the constant conflict over the years. It's amazing how James DeBose, that's who you went to first, and things didn't work out in your favor the way you wanted them, and then it was some not so positive things said about him, and now you're back working with him. It's like, so I've learned that's just how people are. But as far as, I know I did right by Nicci Gilbert. Like I said, I gave cash out my own pocket. and sold her what was just a dream. Because, you know, we all have ideas, Jasmine. It's all about the execution of them. Right. So,
yeah.
No one told you to basically, you know, get into it with the cast. And like I said, I could call Monifa, call Selena, call Angie, call all of them and ask them their perspective of how Nicci was. Was that production or was that Nicci Gilbert? And I couldn't wait to hear what they say. But I encourage it.
Are you named in Nicci's lawsuit?
I'm sure I'm referenced at some point.
Okay.
But if I keep seeing slanderous comments, there'll be another lawsuit.
Well, yeah, I was wondering how. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it'll be another one filed if I see it continue to read slanderous, you know, comments and everything. But you know, yeah, that's all. But again, I don't know, trying to think of misconceptions because I just see how the picture is being painted of how, you know, we're trying to manipulate, and that's the furthest from the truth. Like, with these, for real, because there's so much shit, Jasmine, that we don't show, never see the light of it because we are very conscious of the ladies and their brands and really, you know, not to compromise their career. If only you knew. If I only just sat you down with it and showed you raw footage, your mouth would drop.
Well, you know, I've heard of some things. I'm sure not as much as you know. I mean, because you're on the inside, but I have heard of some things that, you know, could be damaging to people on the show. But are there any other spin-off cities under consideration that you all thinking of?
No. You know, it's always a discussion. You know, I'm open to it, but as of now, we're not developing anything, another spin-off for the, you know, we're not. Yeah, not at this time, we're not.
And are you involved?
I think we have some cast members that, I'm sorry.
No, you good. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying, you know, not that I'm not, you know, I think some of the ladies in both the ATL and the LA cast definitely deserve, you know, a spinoff. I have a couple of people in mind who I would love to see with a spinoff, but, you know, yeah, no, but we don't have one in development at this time.
Okay. Are you involved at all with Hollywood Divas?
No, not at this time. I'm not, no. Okay. That's a show that was created, well, that was a show that was that's handled by Todd Tucker and Carlos King. That's, you know, executive produced by those guys. And I applaud, you know, I'm Todd and I are you know, friends, and so I support them. Just both of them being, you know, African American producers and, you know, black men. I support. So yeah, I love what they do. I support what they do. Was I exactly happy when I first got news of it? No, I wasn't. But you know, yeah, you know, because I would have loved to have been a part of that, you know, that show. But you know, it's all good. But I support them, and because they've done a really good job. Season 1 with the show. You know, I watched it. I tweeted about it. I support them. But yeah, no, I'm not involved.
Okay. What current projects are you working on?
I'm currently the executive producer for It's a Man's World on BET, starring Tamala and David Mann and their wonderful family. So I'm excited about that. We had a great week last week with the ratings, you know, over 1 million viewers. So I'm super excited. And it's just, you know, we need it. It's some just great family-friendly television that I just think is missing in the marketplace. So I'm excited and, you know, just to be a part of such a great show. It's a great series.
What did you enjoy? What do you enjoy most about that series? Or I guess filming it and casting. I mean, what's been the thing that you enjoyed most about the show?
It's been refreshing to work with people that are honest and transparent, obviously, because it's reality. So you don't want people that are trying to be something that they're not, but people that it's just great to work with, easy, and just I couldn't have worked with a better set of people. Like David and Tamala have been, you know, heaven sent. I mean, it's like, and it comes across on camera because it's a really positive, funny show. I call it our modern day Cosby show. You know, that's, I mean, because Cosby had some great, you know, life lessons, but it was funny. And it was just family. Everybody in the family could sit down, you know, mama, daddy, the kids, you know, grandma. And this is one of those shows. So it was just a pleasure overall because they're just such a great family. And it's infectious when you see them on camera. So I love it.
Well, I definitely can't wait to check them out. Is there anything else you want to talk about before?
Yeah, BET Wednesday night. What did you say?
I said, I said I can't wait to check them out. But I was asking, is there anything else you wanted to touch upon before I let you go?
Yeah, I mean, no, that's it. I just, I produced a film, Lap Dance, that's in limited theaters now. That's that's out, starring Carmen Electra, and I've shot a few pilots for a few other networks that, hopefully, fingers crossed, they'll be picked up this year as well. So just trying to, keep it moving and, trying to just provide quality content, to for people, to enjoy.
Okay. Well, it's always a pleasure talking to you, usually surrounding drama, but I still enjoy talking to you every time I get a chance to talk to you.
But Jasmine, here's the other funny, the ironic part, and I think this is pretty cool because I didn't notice until someone pointed it out last week on the Nicci tip. She was tweeting about how much she enjoyed the It's a Man's World Series, the Tamla and Davis show I'm talking about that airs Wednesdays on BET. She was, tweeting about it, repeatedly, how it's a great show and we need more of this. And it's amazing that one of the people that she's referencing that's such a negative force and behind Divas, I'm the EP. This was my baby. I developed this from its inception and even convinced the Mans to do reality. But so it's funny how it's the same person. So, and if you look at my shows prior to this, with Lisa Ray and even I Married a Baller with Taj from SWV and Eddie George, it was positive. So just what changed?
Right.
Well, and this is before and after. So I just wanted to that's all public information. You can look at the shows and determine yourself, but just notice, there was a different part of the equation that did change, and so but it wasn't me instigating, and that's just not my nature because I wouldn't want that done to me. You know what I mean? I pride myself in my shows being just authentic and real. But I just thought it was funny. You scroll through her timeline, you'll see it was amazing. She was just giving it so much praise and just oh my God, this show is great, and just tweeting it and just I'm like, wow, yeah, that's my show.
Maybe she had to change her heart temporarily, and then.
Well, you couldn't, I'm like, well, because that was just last Wednesday. So then when I saw your article that was posted on your site, I was like, okay, well, because I was actually like, well, maybe this is a kind of a peace offering to say, well, I don't know, but I can't speak to her issue with Think Factory, but or whatever that is, because that's a pending legal matter. Where that is, but my issue. I don't have no issue with Nicci. I don't even care. Well, you know what I mean? But I wanted to clear the record so that I just can't be slandered and in the process of her just for whatever she's trying to accomplish, because that's not me. And anybody who's done business with me in any aspect of the business, because I work in a variety of management, record label executive, other TV shows. You can't find anybody to corroborate or agree with what she's saying. So. I'm just going off of because I really pride myself in doing right by people in business. I just do. I do what I say and I say what I do. Like it's like I own it. So if I was wrong, then I'm actually the person that's bold enough to say, you know what, I was in the wrong. I apologize. But Nicci knows, like Jasmine, I was the one pulling her into all of production meetings and trying to make her a part of the process. But it just couldn't work out. Because, you know what I mean? It just, for her own reasons, it just became too toxic.
Right.
So, I tried. I was the person that was like, okay, I'm giving you money out of my pocket. I'm trying to make it so you're not just a vanity, producer, so you can be a part of this process. You can be a part of the story. But, like, all of that, that was me. Same Phil. I'm not the person that basically, insulted the people from American Airlines on set, when, we did some things with them season 1, and basically she disrespected those people who had done nothing to her, by the way, and started saying things about Delta Airlines. This is on film. So this is, we actually do have this documented for the record. So, this isn't slander. This is documented on video because we were filming. So, it was just, it's like, so again, it's like that crazy threatening your cast members. Again, this is off camera. Via text message, call Selena Johnson. She still has a text. But this is, again, that wasn't, a production. No, that was you, Nicci. that was you. Like, there's a laundry list because, I'm a doctor. I document everything, as you should in this type of thing. But I hate what she's trying to do and trying to manipulate and make it seem like this is yet, another show to try to perpetuate the negative stereotype of black women. That I don't stand for. And because I've never done it on any other show. past, or even present, and I won't do it. So my thing is, so when I as an executive producer recognize a problem or something that is, toxic or poisonous to what I feel like is the drama, I remove it. And you've seen that in both LA and Atlanta. We like the stuff that we felt like, that's not really the direction we're going. You don't see those people for a follow-up season.
Okay.
So the proof is in the pudding.
Gotcha. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to give me your perspective.
Love you, Jasmine. I appreciate you.